Hey, you! Before you watch this, pause the video and subscribe to SemiPro right now.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are the future of the NBA. OKC has every aspect that you would want in a team of the future. They have veteran leadership, stars on the rise, depth at all positions, draft capital, and Billy Donovan. The leader for the Thunder is undoubtedly Chris Paul. He's an NBA legend who is still able to produce at a high level, both on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. OKC entered last season as an underdog, projected to miss the playoffs, and CP3's leadership, along with his production, averaging 18, 7, and 5, was enough to spark the team to being incredibly competitive in the loaded Western Conference, and enough to earn Paul an All-Star nod for the first time in 4 years. But Chris can't do it alone. He was joined by 7-year veteran Steven Adams. Adams averaged just under a double-double and provided toughness and led by example. The trio of vets was rounded out by Danilo Gallinari. After 10 years in the league, it still seems like Gallo is improving, as he averaged just under 20 points per game throughout the season. But two other guys averaged the same amount of points as well. The first of which being fellow veteran Dennis Schroeder, who headed up the bench unit as the perfect sixth man for this Thunder team. He filled a role as a scorer, leader, and facilitator that kept OKC afloat when the bench was in the game. But the main piece and the key to success for the OKC future is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA was part of the Paul George trade and flourished in his sophomore season last year. He jumped to 20 points per game and has looked like a real star in the making throughout the season. So much so that he was even considered as an All-Star snub, and there was some debate over whether CP3 or SGA was the most important piece to the Thunder's success. That Paul George trade is going to go down as one of the greatest trades in NBA history for the Thunder. The Thunder not only acquired SGA, but also Gallinari and 7, yes, you heard that right, 7 first-round picks. I understand there were other underlying circumstances for the Clippers, but at face value, OKC added 40 points per game of production to go along with 7 first-round picks in exchange for Paul George. So even if the current core of OKC can't get it done, the future is very bright, and I mean blindingly bright in Oklahoma. But we aren't even done with the current core. Paul, SGA, Gallo, and Adams are 4 of the 5 starting pieces, but that still leaves a hole at guard, which was filled by one of 2 players, the first of which being rookie standout Lou Dort. Dort isn't a guy who filled up the stat sheet, and he probably never will, but he was a hustle player that Billy Donovan could rely on. But it's not fun talking about hustle players. The real fun comes with standout athletes like Terrence Ferguson. T-Ferg is dangerous and electric anytime he touches the ball, just like his fellow high flyer Hamidou Diallo. Hami and TK Ferg might be 2 of the most fun athletes in the NBA, and they certainly bring attention to OKC. But they don't fill up the box score the way their athleticism suggests. Someone who doesn't put up empty numbers, however, is Nerlens Noel, who averages 8 points, 5 boards, and 1.5 blocks per game, and works very well as the prototypical traditional bench center in the modern NBA. The most scrutinized piece of the Thunder team isn't even a player. It's head coach Billy Donovan. My thoughts on Donovan? He's fine. He's an average NBA head coach who can win with the right core, but probably won't earn his team many extra wins either. He has been under fire for how he's handled the team with stars such as Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. Overall, Donovan is probably just an average head coach. OKC has every single key to success to open every single lock. They have leaders, stars, depth, and draft picks. The future is laid out perfectly for OKC, but we all know what happened the last time the Thunder had a bright future.